We have both sweet and savory.
Which am I?
Can you be both?
I'm a hybrid.
Okay, Mark Gill is here with us. Mark's also going to be offering the Hot Logics, but I have to say, you think, Mark, you had the perfect analogy.
Right.
You got that tablet computer. It was kind of the best of all worlds, you know, the tweener between the cell phone and your laptop.
Exactly.
But now you need the chopper that you can get not only customized results, and let's be honest, I don't care what recipe you're making, whether it's coleslaw or cheese or chocolate or nuts and everything in between, the prep is always in the prep.
Exactly. That's where your time is, without a question. And listen, we have a lot of quality, you know, world-class chefs here at the network, but there isn't one of them that's going to be able to do this
that out.
with your handful of onions. So, guys, let me take you on a little tour.
Okay. By the way, Mark, I'm just going to show real quick. We've got 2 color choices. So you have, from Cuisinart, you know and love that name. They've got their famous warranty. They stand behind their product, either in the red or the black. But you get 2 of the little carafes or processing units, 2 separate lids, and then of course the blade system for a $5.99 flex pay and free shipping. Mark, I got to tell you, it's funny because when we think about doing a recipe, and you know I love to cook, I know you love to cook. I always look at, what do I got to chop? What do I got to mince? What do I got to dice?
And that's where your time comes in. That's where the knife skills come in. That's where the blades close to your fingers come in. Well, listen, this is Cuisinart, who since 1972 has been doing nothing but solving problems around the kitchen. So let's have a peek here, okay? Now listen, we've engineered this to be simple to use and to last and last and last and last you. So you've got 3 razor sharp fixed blades. These are fixed. That isn't 3 more moving parts that you have to worry about. You simply set the blade inside and that's all you need to do. So let's talk garlic for a second, okay? Now, wouldn't it be nice to chop garlic without it ever getting on your fingers? So Shannon, I'm gonna go ahead and load some in there. Now, if you like working with garlic like you would, it's lasagna day, this is something that you would do. How long would it take to chop this? So let's talk garlic for a second. Now, your mechanism is in the lid, all right? And all it is a quick pull. This doesn't require any dexterity, any hand strength, any wrist strength, anything. All you're gonna do, set it on the counter, there's silicone underneath, and just give it a pull. And that's it.
But look at how easy that is.
1, 2, 3. Now, if I were to stop here, I want you to have a look. This is your perfect chop to start your soups and stews with. This is your perfect chop to simply crack that garlic, open it up, get those flavors out, get that flavor going into your sauces and stews.
But unlike a lot of the electric ones, they really, it becomes garlic soup.
Exactly.
And you really, especially depending on what you're making, in many cases you want a rougher chop. But if you want it more of a mince, you can still control that as well.
And this is what gives you complete control. So remember, we're talking Cuisinart, we're talking the quality that you're used to. So now we're into the minced garlic. We're gonna spend a bit of time on garlic because this is the one, and I'll tell you, if you got this machine just for the onions, that's one thing. Just for the garlic, that's one thing. Almost any demonstration that I do tonight, if that's the sole reason you got this for, it's absolutely worth it. So now, Shannon, we're getting into the part of the garlic here where you actually can't reach with a knife. This is what you pay companies to do. So just for fun, we've gone from the garlic that you need for soups and sandwiches and stews to the garlic that you would need for your sauces. Could you imagine getting garlic so small that it actually dissipates into your sauce? So now watch what I'm gonna do. A little bit of oil in there, a couple of more spins, and have a look here. What you've actually done now, and this is the coolest, I love this, watch. So here's your garlic. Now you're gonna take this as fine as that in with a little bit of olive oil in there, and now you're gonna spread that on your steak before it hits the grill. And you've just experienced something you've never been able to experience before because you don't have the time and the skill to do this with a knife.
That's unbelievable. I was actually watching that Goodfellas movie where there's a scene where they take a razor blade and they shave it because then it dissolves into the sauce, which I've actually personally tried. But you said knife skills, and whether you've got dexterity issues like I do, or you know, smelling like a garlic bulb can cut into the romance of the dinner party, I'll just tell you that.
Depends if you're dating the right person.
Well,
so listen, we did that entire garlic demonstration, and I don't have any on my hands, which means I'm not worrying about that smell. And here we are, guys.
Look at that fine dice on that celery.
We're starting to get into the trifecta here. We're getting into the celeries and the onions and the garlics, and we're gonna talk about carrots here in just a second. But have a look here. If you cook and bake and love the soups and love the stews, this is what you're starting all of your soups and stews with.
It is.
So instead of that hour we're cutting.
Oh, for sure. But you know, it's so interesting because actually I do celery juice every day. Celery has those fibrous, you know, fibrous stalks. So when you cut it, a lot of times you have those strings. And you'll notice that there's none of that residual on this. You had me at carrots.
Right, well, and guys, this is what it's all about. Have a look here. This is the real deal. This is your root vegetable, okay? Yeah. Now, you will notice from time to time that when you use this, by the way, all the parts of machine are dishwasher safe, with the exception of the top. That's where your mechanism is, okay? If you ever find that it grabs or sticks on you, all that means is you've overloaded it. Now, as we're chopping, look what's happening here. Guys, these are the hard carrots. This is what'll stop and stoop a knife sometimes.
It will actually.
But this is Cuisinart. This is 3 razor-sharp blades working at the same time. Every time you pull, it cuts 12 times. And that is the kind of consistency that you'll never get with a knife.
That is awesome. No, it seriously is. Remember, we are doing it for the very first time, launching it in your kitchen with the Smith Takeover for last call on our birthday. We have it for not only in a $5.99 flex pay, but we're doing it on free shipping. Couple of things about this. I cheat in the kitchen. Maybe you do too. I think, well, I'm just speaking for myself, I have done the pre-diced onion, the pre-diced tomato, the pre-diced celery. I mean, a million times over. And frankly, it's not much less than a flex pay, and you don't know when they did it, and we know fresh is best.
And every single time you go to the store and you ask them to pre-cut this for you, or you buy it pre-chopped, you're paying that premium, you guys. You're paying that extra.
Mark,
so have a look here. That perfect consistency, whether you're making soups and stews, salad, just a couple of pulls if you want this on your Italian sausage on the grill and the barbecue. The important part is, you guys, it's entirely up to you. Let's talk to bakers just for a second here. And you know what? Listen, it's time for you to play along here too, because I want everybody to see it's not just the big burly guy who's yanking on this thing.
Okay,
right?
I'm ready.
Just give it a tug. That's all we're doing.
Gosh, you know what, Mark?
We're just giving it a tug.
I gotta be honest though, I was a little worried because, you know, I do have arthritis in my hands, you know, and I know people get tired of hearing that.
Good that I asked first.
Yeah, exactly.
Do it.
But you know what's so interesting? Wow. Oh, you know what? I would get it just for this alone.
Can I offer you a tip? Actually, let me offer you a tip. And this is for everybody that's got maybe a little bit of arthritis or is looking for an extra little bit of a pull. I was worried about it. So here's what I want you to do, okay? If that's you and this motion here is tough on your wrist or your arm, watch what I'm going to do. For that extra leverage, just bring it to the edge of the counter, pull it straight down. If you pull that straight down, you've now increased your leverage like tenfold, and it's nothing you have to worry about.
Oh, no, that's so smart. So, isn't that cool? So you just,
If you're a baker, now, if Shannon pulls it, right now you've got about the consistency in there for ice cream.
Yes.
If you pulled it a bit more and combine it with this, now you have your cheesecake crust. How cool is that?
Yes. So you could do your vanilla wafers.
Absolutely.
You could do your graham crackers. You could do your nuts. I mean, literally from soup to nuts. Your mise en place for your soups. What are you making in there?
Well, now, with a couple of eggs and a pickle, right? You know what we're doing here. We're doing egg salad. But here's the thing. If you want a nice, low or non-fat version of this, then use your Cuisinart pull chopper, Shannon, because what happens is you go ahead and you put a lot of mayonnaise in here because it's the binder and it's the emulsifier. But when you're using these blades with this chopper from Cuisinart, you're actually cutting these so fine that the egg yolk is acting as the emulsifier. So you don't need the mayonnaise in there. You don't need the extra fat. Now you've got that great snack, that great high protein, low fat lunch without one drop of mayonnaise in there, but you have that great egg salad flavor. That is really the consistency that you need. And the chopper, the pull chopper from Cuisinart is the only machine that I've seen that does
Absolutely. It's so funny because I wanted to make tuna salad the other night, but I just thought, I don't want to deal with all the different pieces of stuff that you got to, chop, because I like to add a little relish to mine.
Sure.
Oh, what are you going to do? Like a little fruit?
What? A little bit of fruit. You can add a little pectin to this, heat it up. You've got a jam or a jelly. If I stop here, I've got a perfect topping for my ice creams. But watch this. If you keep going, and you can do this with blueberries, grapes, any type of fruit, now you've got a great baby snack, great baby food, and you're making it yourself. Every single time that you buy something that's pre-packaged, pre-shopped, and they put it in that bag, it's full of preservatives to make it last on the shelf longer.
I know.
When you're doing it yourself, you're not paying for that extra, and you know exactly what's in it.
I know, you do indeed. All right, well, double trouble, twice as fun. Miss Marlo, what do you got, girl?